Awesome. Well, thank you to everyone who has been a part of this process. Like I said, we're almost to the finish line with it, and we'll start to wrap up the presentation. Attorney Massey.
Are you done with the grant presentation?
I'm just going to go over some of the requested changes that maybe the board would make some motions around.
Go ahead.
Okay, awesome. So essentially, we're saying get rid of the old and welcome the new. So I'd be asking the board to sunset this previous CRA commercial grants, which was the 10 to 11 that was presented earlier, and then to adopt the revised streamlined grant programs. Like I said, they're in draft condition, and then Attorney Massey will prepare that with a resolution to come for official adoption. If you like the tiered funding framework, you can adopt that as well, and we'll turn that into a CRA grant policy, as well as the universal grant application that's part of the packet.
Can we do all of this at once, or would you like me to do sunsetting and then adopting?
Can we do it all at once, Attorney Massey?
I think you could make a single motion
Okay.
endorsing the recommendations that.
Okay, I will make the motion to accept the recommendations and look forward to it coming back.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor by Board Member Hurtak and seconded by Board Member Clendenin. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries for you to proceed with the recommendations.
Thank you so much.
You have the most popular program ever presented in the CRA now.
Oh, goodness. Okay. Well, I did skip a slide because I got excited. But the next steps, what we'll do is package the new programs for you, formalize the policy, develop the flyers, and of course share them with you so you can get them out into your districts, present that communications plan, and then also the monitoring tool and success indicators, all of which we've talked about.
Just want to say how much I appreciate you using action verbs.
Thank you.
You know, it really matters, and so. No, this is my editor. This is my NGO work. It's very direct, and I think that's a part of what all of us like about this is it's very direct, and so I appreciate that.
Board Member Maniscalco.
Was that all the presentation?
It was. I was going to give Deputy Administrator Drumgo a shout out, but he just walked out to miss his moment. And then also Administrator Travis, who is the one who started the CRA restructure, and it's just been an honor to see the vision through.
Thank you. Okay.
Hey, quickly,
Board Member Maniscalco, would you like to say something else?
I was just going to move to approve all the required approvals.
well, before we go to the required approvals, there were two that were pulled.
Oh, goodness. I'm not done.
They are, and let me briefly, and Ms. Moody can
2014.
elaborate, but there are two facade grants that don't meet the criteria that you've approved. The permits were pulled before the grant approval came before the board. Part of this is, it happened with prior CRA staff who may not have been as familiar with the criteria and the requirements. There's emails from staff saying we need to get to the board for approval, but you meet all the parameters or requirements. So I think our recommendation is, even though it does not meet the strict criteria because they pulled permits before the grant was approved, that we go ahead and approve those grants. And if the board agrees with that recommendation, I'll bring forward the grant agreements and the restrictive covenants that would go with them to the board in April for approval.
24 and 25?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank
Can I
you.
have motions on that?
Thank you so much.
Items 24, 25.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Yes, move the remaining required approvals with the exception of the 24 and 25 that we just did.
Any second on that?
I know there's a CAC appointment. Are you Mark? Sir?
No, the CAC members aren't here today. They asked if they wanted to, but I figured.
To approve the remainders.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you so much, board. It would not be possible without your support. Have a great day. Yeah.
I see a member in the audience today, Mr. Hargret. How are you?
Senator.
Senator Hargret. You want to say something to us, sir?
Well, I'm just here to learn and see how the process works, and I'm impressed with the presentations that have been offered.
Yes, your name for the record, sir.
Senator James T. Hargret, Jr.
Yes,
And we look forward to working together to implement a pre-development grant
Yes.
that we have put together today.
And was it your grandfather? Who was a county commissioner?
It was, well, my great-grandfather was a county commissioner in Wakulla County, member of the 1885 Constitutional Revision, postmaster, and justice of the peace in Wakulla County.
You said 1885 Constitutional Convention?
Yes, and I was the first African-American elected to the House of Representatives
Yes.
from Hillsborough County, and the first state senator elected to the Florida Senate from Hillsborough County.
So
and
it was,
served 18 years in the Florida legislature.
so it was you as senator, then Senator Les Miller at the time, and then Arthenia Joyner, correct?
I was first senator, and Les Miller followed, and then Athenia Joyner.
Very good.
Well, thank you for attending the meeting today, and we look forward to working with you.
It's a different legislature today than it
Yes.
was when you served.
Motion to receive and file?
Oh, no, I have
Oh,
new business.
sorry. Yeah, that part, new business. New.
Uh,
We'll start with, it's Women's History Month, so we'll start with
Thank
women
you.
first.
So I just wanted to let folks know, we had people that came and talked about in the Nebraska Avenue corridor, and I just had a meeting on Tuesday with both the CRA directors in that area and code and neighborhood enhancement. I mean, we had everybody. We had the cops,
And
we
they
had it all.
appreciate it.
So we have talked about things we can do to that area, and we're going to be starting with a revamp of Burrell Park. And but one of the things that was really discussed was the derelict buildings, and we have a lot of work we could possibly do with code in looking at other cities and what they've done with derelict buildings. One of the things that we brought up, that was brought up, I'm sorry, it wasn't brought up by me, it was brought up by a community member beforehand, was creating a list of these boarded up buildings. Mr. O'Connor from Code Enforcement said that they had that at one time for foreclosures during the last financial crisis. So it's possible, but it's going to be something that we're going to have to do at a policy level. So we could absolutely talk about that. And then the other thing I wanted to tell everyone is that on the Friday before spring break, I spent 8 hours with the Tampa Housing Authority touring and learning about the process. It was absolutely phenomenal. Mr. Drumgo joined me. It was a very powerful, useful tour and really allowed me to just take a look and about how we can cooperate and coordinate. So I highly recommend the tour. They said that everyone had been invited, so I just want you to possibly reach out. I thought it was incredibly valuable. It allowed me to understand the process more and how we can work together to get more done on housing.
Nice.
Yes. Board
So-
Member Clendenin.
On the inventory of the housing stock, I had been in previous conversations with Mayor Sandy Friedman, and when they were working with Mayor's Challenge Fund and creating that process, they actually used the fire department. And what that did is it was twofold. It actually got them familiar with what was happening in the different districts with the housing, but they actually did that study, and the fire department did the study of checking off what substandard housing, and so it was an interesting thing. So I mean, maybe everything old is new again.
Yeah.
I don't know how the fire department would feel about that, but that's what happened back then.
Well, possibly TPD, because
Yeah.
they're the ones now that are dealing with the,
But I mean, something.
but yeah, no, I think that's a
We
great
don't have
idea.
to reinvent the wheel.
Yeah.
Yes. Board Member Maniscalco?
No, ma'am.
Board Member Miranda, thank you for attending that work with Ybor City, Ybor Heights. I know that they are, wanting to make some great changes in the Burrell Park and Nebraska Avenue corridor, so I appreciate that. Okay, a motion to receive and file.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor? Who second first? Miranda. Sorry. Okay.
It's always Miranda.
This meeting is adjourned.
And no, I was not here in 1885. I knew that was on your mind. I knew that was on your mind.
I am not